Like we were like this green glowy stuff. Like, dude, we saw this light, and then you just disappeared, and all we saw was this green glowy stuff, and we couldn't find you. And he's like, I think I got abducted by aliens. How y'all doing today? Today, we got some stuff to talk about. So I actually, you can't see it, but I got a whole new, like, a desk. It's a big L-shaped desk, so I can have more room to do stuff. As you can see, I can put my glasses here. I can feature the whiskey back here. Oh yeah, that was just a happy accident. But I still need to test out some stuff and see if the audio is getting better. Because I'm going to be putting some acoustic panels back there. I've got acoustic panels up here. I'm trying to make this place into more of a studio, like I said in the last video. So really, I'm just like testing the audio, but I figured I would just do a video while I'm doing that because it sounds fine anyway. I don't have any ice. I forgot to make ice in my ice maker. I turned it off while I was gone. I'm, again, like I posted before, I'm in the process of changing jobs. So I just dropped off my truck in Phoenix. I don't have to go there anymore. And I start a new job on Tuesday. Yeah. Oh, I hear the ice maker. It's kicking on. All right. So today, since I don't, it's loud. Since I don't have any ice, I'm going to feature my favorite cheap bourbon that I use to mix with Coke all the time. Well, actually, I only drink a couple times a week now, but yeah. So Rebel 100. This to me is probably the best cheap bourbon you can get. It's most places it's like $20. Here it's about 23 because Utah taxes things a little bit more as far as like liquor. But the thing is, I've never actually tried it out of a Glencairn glass, so we're gonna try that, and then I'm gonna make my bourbon and Coke. I'm done for the day. I'm done with all my errands. I am done with everything. I tried this new sushi restaurant today. So good. It's a buffet, so I'm slap full right now of seafood. So Rebel 100, it's 100 proof. That's why it's called that. 50% alcohol. It's strong, which means you don't have to put much in there if you want a little bit of bite. It's a Kentucky straight whiskey. And where is it brewed? Is it in Kentucky? Yep, it is a very Kentucky whiskey. Bardstown, Kentucky, USA. I've been drinking this for years, and I love it. So it's very sweet and smooth, except this is a very strong one. So I've never had it by itself. I just mix it. So let's see what it tastes like. Strong, but good. I keep it in the freezer. That's how I mix it. So I gotta sneeze. I'm trying to fight back a sneeze right now. But yeah, it's good and smooth. I mean, it's a little stronger than I would like straight. But that's why I get the stronger one, because it lasts me a lot longer. Because I don't put as much in to the glass to make a Coke. And the funny thing is, I got this this Dollar Tree highball glass that I use, and it perfectly measures out one single shot for like 12 ounces of Coke. I drink caffeine-free Coke because I don't want to drink a bunch of caffeine. I got high blood pressure, man. Which also means that's one reason I don't drink as much anymore. But yeah, it perfectly measures out exactly what I like in a bourbon and Coke. I don't like it with ice. I like it straight. And I just pour the whole can in there. And that's pretty much, I'll drink 1 or 2 of these a week. And that's it. But anyway, it tastes so good. Perfect. I don't get bourbon and Coke at a restaurant because they always put a whole shit ton of bourbon in there and then like a splash of Coke, and I don't like that. If I want bourbon and Coke, I want it to mix well. This is how I like it the most. It tastes like a Coke with whiskey in it as opposed to whiskey with Coke in it. So today, since I'm just testing out the microphone setup and everything, so I wanted to do a video where I just read Threads posts, and that's not going to work out because I have to do that on my phone, and I record with my phone. So I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, but I'll figure it out. If I could get signed in on my desktop, that'd be fine, but I can't remember my Instagram sign in. So, oh my God, I'm so full. I ate like 2 hours ago, man. Like, how am I still freaking this full? So, I started thinking, when I did that Boy Scout video, which, didn't get a bunch of views, but that was just like a little thing to talk about. I did say in that video, like, the Fight Club thing was like the only crazy story I had from Boy Scouts, and I started thinking, like, it's not the only crazy thing that happened in Boy Scouts. I was in Boy Scouts from like 10 years old to 18 years old, so it was 10 years. No, I can't count. It's 8 years. I'm going by clock time, not real time. So there are more crazy stories that I have from Boy Scouts, and I'll talk about those now. There's only a few. But they are pretty funny. So, the first one, I talked about in the last video where I got into a scrap with the Boy Scout Master's son. I'm not going to name any names, but we were friends. And I remember one day we were out on a camping trip, and we were also helping clear out part of a campground. Like, they were trying to expand it, so we were helping. And we were all riding on the back of this like flat trailer that we were like putting just extra like wood and limbs. Like, there's a chainsaw guy out there who's cutting stuff down. We were moving it around. We were all on the trailer with this stuff, and it was I can't remember if it was a car or a tractor or what was pulling the trailer. We were all on it. This is back in like the 90s, by the way. Like, we were young, and it was pulling it, and the Boy Scout Master's son was sitting at the front of the trailer, and he was dragging his feet on the ground, and we were all looking at him like, dude, your feet are gonna get caught and you're gonna die. He's like, no, it won't, I'll be fine. Sure enough, his foot gets caught on like a root or something, and it pulls him under this trailer, and with all of us on it, all this extra crap, lumber, I mean, it was heavy, runs right over him. Like, the whole tire just runs over his whole body. And I remember this sound he made was I know some people were looking at me like, you're crazy. Why would you laugh at that? He didn't get hurt. Somehow, when he fell under, he went into like a dip in the actual ground. So when it ran over him, it didn't really put the full force on him, so it didn't hurt him. But we made sure he was okay, and then it was like we died laughing. Like, dude, the sound you made was like a squirrel being murdered. All right, next story. So there was one time we tricked a kid into thinking that aliens had abducted him. So if you know, this was at summer camp, and he was one of the newer kids. We all slept in tents on cots, and there's this one kid who slept really deep every night. You just couldn't wake him up. And if you've ever used glow sticks, like the green glow sticks, you just crack it, shake it, and it glows for like hours. You can cut those open with some scissors or a knife, and the stuff that comes out of it is like this glowing liquid. So he was asleep one night, and we picked his cot up ever so gently, and we walked this kid asleep on his cot all the way out to the wood line, like in the woods, and just left him there and drizzled glow stick juice all over him and trickled it back to the tent where he came from. And that the next morning he walks up and he's like, we were like, dude, what happened? We saw this green glowy stuff, and it was like leading out. No, I don't remember exactly how we told him, but like we were like, this green glowy stuff, like, dude, we saw this light, and then you just disappeared, and all we saw was this green glowy stuff, and we couldn't find you. And he's like, I think I got abducted by aliens. Like, bro, I don't think we ever told him that that's what we did either. But yeah, he thought he got abducted by aliens because of a green glow stick. There's another one. There's this kid, shorter kid. He was younger, and we had this big dude, like really big guy. He played football. Awesome guy. He was hilarious to be around. But he was just a big guy, and you had this like new kid who was kind of scared of him because he was just a big guy. So the big guy, it's funny in a dark way. So the big guy just randomly jumps at the little guy one day just for no reason. He's like, "Rah!" Like the little guy turns to run and smacks right into the church van that we had sitting right behind him. I mean, full on head run into it and falls over, knocks himself out, got a concussion because he tried to run from the big guy. And the big dude was like, "Oh, I did not know that was going to happen." But okay, so accidentally knocked the kid out. That's cool. There's another one. We had this big Civil War reenactment one time that we went to, and I remember in the last video I talked about the big guy, the big dude that wore like the trench coat and the hat and all that. There was another guy. He's kind of like a lanky guy. He's older, and we. This is gonna make us sound horrible. We tied this guy up with barbed wire one night. These were just pranks that we played on each other. We were all like crazy. But we tied him up with barbed wire and rope. And we had long sleeves on. It wasn't going to cut him up or anything, but we tied him up to a tree and just left him. And we were going to go back for him, but this guy had a knife. We all had knives. We were Boy Scouts. We've always got knives. Like, you're never going to catch me without a knife. I've always got one. So this kid, he was older. Like I'm still saying kid because we were kids. But he was going to cut himself free. He pulled his knife out, and it's so messed up. But he was like cutting. He thought he was cutting rope, and it was kind of cold outside, so he didn't feel it at first. But this dude was cutting into his finger. He cut like the meat off of his finger almost, like it was just hanging. And he's like, I thought I was cutting the rope. He just showed up. He just showed up with blood all over his hand. He's like, I cut myself free. And we were like, what did you do? And he's like, I was cutting the rope. I thought I was cutting the rope. I was cutting my finger. So we were like, dude, okay, fine. So we had to go back to the camp and like put his finger back together. And I don't know if he went to the hospital for it or not, but like we just wrapped it up, cleaned it, dressed it, and put a bandage on it and went about our day. And that was it. That's what? It was cold, man. That's the craziness. When it's cold, you can't really feel much if you're doing something like that. So yeah. There was another one. So Lumber River State Park in North Carolina had just opened up, and I remember we put up all our tents and everything, and this one isn't too crazy, but a storm came through the night while we were sleeping, and it was a crazy rainstorm, wind and rain and everything, and it knocked everybody's tents over except mine. Like me and two other guys that put our tent up together like really well. So ours didn't fall over, but all the other tents just got blown to bits, and like all the kids were in the tents and just wet, drenched, cold, and it was like, what do we do now? Really, that was the first night of the weekend. So we just had to put the tents out, let them dry, put them back up the next night, and hope that the storm didn't come back through. It didn't. It was fine. But yeah, there was oh god, I remember this lake at the summer camp. I don't remember the name of the lake, but it was basically all goose poop. Like there was a lot of geese in the lake, and there was just poop all in the lake. So when you jumped in the lake, especially the deep end, it smelled really bad. But when you came out, you had like goose poop all over your body, and we was like, I gotta clean it off. And we would like walk over to the showers, which was freezing cold water, and wash this goose poop off of us. So yeah, I've been goose pooped. There was another time we were playing paintball out in the cold. I've never owned a paintball gun, but we were playing paintball, and I'm, got my paintball gun. I'm shooting, reload with a big thing, shoot. And I remember a paintball, and it was cold, so these paintballs were frozen. They weren't just like soft paint. Okay, paintball hurts in the first place, but it was frozen. It was frozen like a rock, and a paintball hits me like right here. Not in the temple. I think if it would have hit me in the temple, it would have been a lot worse. But it hit me right here on the bone. And it didn't break anything. But I remember pulling my shades off. I had sunglasses on. And I'm just like, ow! Didn't cry. It was just like, ow! Like, everybody stopped. Like, what happened? I'm like, you shot me in the eye! And he was like, and the kid that did it, he was like, oh, I'm sorry. And I was like, blah, 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 blah. Just shot him in the chest, like right in front of him. And we all just went back to playing. But yeah, so that could have been a lot worse. That could have either knocked me out or given me brain damage. But yeah, paintball is no joke. That's why everybody wears the mask. But we didn't have masks. Like, we didn't know. We were kids. There's 2 more left. So we were in a canoe out on the lake, the poop lake. This was like one of the years I was a little older. And these were metal canoes, like aluminum metal canoes, okay? Metal in the water. And out of nowhere, a storm rolls in. Like, not a rainstorm, but like a lightning storm. And we're all like out in the canoe. We didn't see lightning yet, but there's no lightning, there's no thunders. But we just saw the clouds, and we were like, dude, a storm's coming. Should we go back? And we were out in the middle of the lake, like in the middle of nowhere. And we were like, I don't know, do we need to go back? Like, is it fine? We were trying to like look at the wind to see which way the storm was going. And out of freaking nowhere, like in the lake where we were, had these trees. They were like dead trees, like just big, tall, dead trees. And a bolt of lightning just comes down and explodes this tree that's probably not even 200 feet away from us. I mean, explodes. Like, there's tree pieces like flying past us and hitting the water and landing on the canoe. And we're all just like, I think there was like 4 of us in the canoe, and we were like, ah, like paddling as fast as humanly possible to get out of there. But that was it. Like, nothing bad happened. But yeah, we almost died that day. Like, we could have absolutely been just cooked by Mother Nature. Last story. Hopefully this thing sounds good. I can hear a little bit of an echo coming from behind me, so I need to put acoustic there, and that might fix it. We'll see. Last one. We went camping. I think this was a campground, maybe somewhere down in Myrtle Beach, one night, and there was a curfew, and we didn't know that, but we went out onto the shore of the beach, and we were just out there playing, and this like. We hear a little siren. It's like, meow, meow, meow. And we're like, what is that? We turn around, and it's this cop on a 4x4 golf cart just like speeding toward us. And we're like, what is this? And he just stops right there beside us, and he's like, you can't be out here. There's a curfew. And we were like, it's not even that late. It was like 8 or 9 o'clock, which I guess was kind of late. But he's like, no, after 7, you can't be out here on this beach. Because apparently it was like a riptide thing. And when the tide went back out, the riptides were bad and you couldn't swim. And we were like, we're not swimming. He's like, yes, I know you're not swimming, but you can't be on the beach. We just put a curfew for the whole beach. Okay, so we went back to the campsite. And then like an hour later, we're all still awake. And we're all like, let's go back to the beach. So we snuck back out to the beach, and we were just out there walking, not doing anything. And and we knew it was this guy this time, and we just ran. We ran, and we ended up cutting off of the shoreline into like an alleyway. We were just getting chased by this little golf cart cop through Myrtle Beach, and we're running and running, and we like cut across like a yard or something like that, and we ended up back around a building, and all we heard was a crash. And I still don't know what it was to this day, but I'm assuming that golf cart cop maybe like flipped his golf cart trying to catch us, and we just like ended up back at the campsite. Turned on lit the citronella candles for the mosquitoes, and we were listening to Creed. Just listening to Creed after we outran the evil golf cart cop. So that's it. I'm just realizing, like, I'm looking this way. Maybe it sounds different. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm still setting my stuff up. Hopefully that worked. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this stupid video. Y'all have a good one.